Bots and Books fans? This is Scorp1701, and welcome to Day 5 of the Bodacious Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40th Anniversary Week-Long Review Spectacular! And we have made it! Yes, this is Day 5, and the final day of our review spectacular. We have looked at some great toys throughout the week, and today I think I saved the best for last. Yes, this is the Transformers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover collaboration Party Wallop. Yes, and as the Turtles are celebrating their 40th anniversary, so is Transformers. And Transformers does have a history of doing these crossovers. We saw the Ectotron, we saw the Gigawatt. They did Top Gun, and later this year they're going to be putting out the Knight Rider kit. So that is going to be pretty neat in itself, but we are talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so let's go ahead and jump into the awesome TMNT Transformer collab here. Now, as you can see, it is in a very large packaging. You have the classic Transformers logo up here at the top. You have Michelangelo and Leonardo looking to be driving the turtle van. 8+ on the top, you have the Autobot symbol here. You have Donatello and Leonardo. You have the awesome confab logo here with the turtle van and the Autobot symbol. More than meets the eye. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2024 Transformers Collaborative. You have all the turtles there. You have Party Wallop in his vehicle mode. You have Autobot symbol Party Wallop Hasbro. You have all the turtles again. You can see Party Wallop in there. That is pretty cool. On the bottom of the box, you just have some credits for the box and a barcode. I will scroll in there and see if that helps you find this toy. You also have the turtles looking all goofy there at the bottom. And coming around to the side of the box, you have Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You also have some head sculpts of all the turtles and all of their weapons with an Autobot symbol down here at the bottom left. That is cool. On the next side of the box, nothing really here. It's just curves across. And finally, coming around to the back of the box, you have the awesome Nickelodeon symbol, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle symbol, Party Wallop. You have 40th Anniversary Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have some product shots of Party Wallop in his robot mode, Party Wallop in his vehicle mode, converts in 20 steps. And you can see this is not a picture of all the characters in this wave, but this is a picture of all the characters that Party Wallop can turn into. He can turn into Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Raphael, and that is so cool. On the bottom, you got 40 years of Transformers, some more credits for the box, authentic Transformers logo, and Hasbro. And that is it. That is Party Wallop in the packaging. And I know you don't want to see Party Wallop in the packaging. I know I don't. So let's get this awesome bot out and see how much of a party guy he is. And here we have Party Wallop out of the box. And out of the box, he stands from the toes to his head approximately 6.5 inches. Now, if you want to measure all the way up to the top here where his cannons go, you got a little over 8 inches there. And that is pretty cool. He comes with some vehicle accessories. He comes with some weapons. He comes with alternate heads. And he comes with this awesome set of instructions, and it is done in color, and it looks really, really nice. And this will help you transform him from a robot into a party wagon, and from a party wagon into a robot. And we'll take a look at all of that a little bit later. But first off, I want to take a closer look at this party dude himself. And coming in real close on Party Wallop's head sculpt, now you can see it is a standard Ninja Turtle looking head sculpt. It's green. You got some nice blue eyes here. He has a very angry open mouth on both sides and in the middle, so that's kind of indicative of the Raphael head sculpt. In the original toys, he had his mouth all the way open. Coming out just a little bit, he does have a fairly large backpack on, and, well, there's not much you could do. The pieces of the party wagon have to go somewhere, and taking it around to the back, you can see it's kind of cool because it does give him a shell look. I like that. And you have the cannons sticking out here, which is kind of standard for some Transformers. They have cannons popping up off of their back. I like that. A lot of good detail in the shell on the back. Coming back around to the front, the chest is a nice yellow for the shell. I like that. does got some paneling on his shoulders, yellow paneling, but the shoulders themselves are green and gray plastic. You got some hinges that are yellow that breaks up that green. I like that. The forearms are going to be green with some regular gray hands, so that is pretty nice. Again, you do have some flaps coming off of the wrists, and that again is part of the party wagon. Coming to the center of the body, you have this nice belt. It's done in yellow and gray, and the belt has some cool features to it. We'll get to that a little later. Coming down to his midsection, which is yellow, and then some upper legs done in gray, and then back to green for the feet, and a little bit of yellow breaking the feet up. You do have some flaps on his thighs. These are the tires, and again, I wish that could have gone somewhere else, but it couldn't, so it's all right. We'll see how it hinders articulation in just a little bit. You got a little bit of gray for the toes, and coming to the bottom of the feet, you just got some wheels up there. That's really neat. Coming around to the back of the figure for the bottom, just a little bit of hollowness here in the back of the legs, but really nothing you wouldn't expect. I guess this is the back of the turtle van, and you got some brake lights there, but that's for transformation. So yeah, that is pretty much what your party Wallop is going to look like. Nice green and yellow motif. I do like that. Now, some would argue this could have been Metalhead. Just he was already a robot, and he just could have had a transformation feature, but since he is an official Transformer, I guess they wanted to be original and give him his own name, Party Wallop. Now, Party Wallop's kind of a mouthful. I think they could have shortened Party Wallop to just Wallop. That would be neat. Anyway, that is what Party Wallop is going to look like. Moving on. And for articulation, now understand there are a lot of panels on this guy, so it's going to be kind of cumbersome at points, but we'll work our way through it. Starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can look down just a little bit. It can look up a little bit more. It does wiggle waggle left and right, so that is pretty neat. Coming to the back, he does have this backpack that is adjustable, so you can move it up or down depending on where you want it. Some people would like it down there because, you know, you don't see the cannons as much, and, you know, it's going to be up to you how you want that. The instructions has it up, so that's where it is to begin with today. So coming to the shoulders, now these yellow flaps will get in your way, but if you move them up like this, you can have them out of the way, and it kind of looks like he has some wings. So if you're interested in that, I think that's a pretty neat idea. But that will bring us to his shoulders. Shoulders can go around 360 degrees. They can come up from the body and then back down. You do not have a bicep rotation, but you have a pretty nice elbow bend right there. That gets you 90 degrees. And you can actually even go backward with it, so you get a backward elbow bend if that's something that you're interested in. And that is built into a forearm rotation, 360 degrees there, coming down to your fist. And the fist can go around 360 degrees, and because it is on a transformation hinge, it can come in and out depending on how you want to pose it. All right, that will bring us to the midsection, and the midsection does have your standard 360 degrees of rotation, but you will have to adjust the backpack so it will have clearance to the front of the body, so that will go around 360 degrees. That is pretty nice. And then that will bring us down to the legs, and the legs will go up a long way, so you got a good almost 90 degrees there. Taking it back, you can get as far back as you can until you hit the backpack, and you could even move that up a little bit to give you a little more room for the leg to go back, but you're not always going to get back all the way, but that's okay. Then you have out to your side, and you're going to get as far up as you can get until this panel gets crunched up against the arm, so that is okay. You do have 360 degree thigh articulation, so that is nice. Coming down to your knee bend, nice 90 degree there, coming back, and your foot can hinge up due to transformation. You got to get it up there. It's a little difficult at first, but then it goes up and then down, and then your foot can rock to the inside, And then back to the outside, there is no articulation in the toes, but when you come to the back, you do have a heel flap, which will go up and down. So that is pretty nice. And that is going to be Party Wallop's articulation. Again, it's kind of hindered by all of these panels, but if you get it in a pose that you like, you can leave it there and he's going to look fine. And you'll just have to manipulate some of the things to get it to how you want it to look. All right, moving on. And as we move into accessories for Party Wallop, one of the cool things that he can do is turn into each of the Ninja Turtles. And to do that isn't very hard at all. All you have to do is replace this original headpiece here with one of the Ninja Turtle colored headpieces and lift up this belt flap here and adjust it to whichever Ninja Turtle's initial you want Party Wallop to take on at that time. Or B. So that is really neat. You have them all in there, and that's cool. And obviously you'll just give Party Wallop that corresponding turtle's weapons. So that is pretty neat. So let's take a look at him as the different turtles. And first off, we have to have Party Wallop as Leonardo, and this is really cool. Now again, when it comes to the head sculpt, the only thing that's changed is now there is a blue bandana sculpted in here, and it goes all the way around, and you can see that it has the little tie off right here, so that is pretty neat. Then he has his L for his belt buckle, and then he comes with two of these neat little Cybertronian robot katanas. They are done in a gray plastic, and they do got a little bit of detail on the katanas, and that is neat. Got a little bit of tab here because it can tab into different places on the vehicle and on the robot, so that is pretty cool. And obviously he can hold both of these in his hands and go to chopping at his own leisure. So that is pretty neat. And that is Party Wallop as Leonardo. Next up, we have Donatello's purple headband, and that is really cool. His D on his chest and his bow staff. And taking a closer look at Donatello's bow staff, it's just basically gray plastic, and you do got a little section here which would represent his wrap, and it is hands, so it can transform and be compacted as small as that, and that's pretty neat. And there is a port here which will allow it to tab into the vehicle mode and robot mode, so that is really neat. And next we have Raphael, and he looks really angry and like he should. Nice red R for his belt buckle, and he has a pair of these cool size. And coming in real close, they're nicely done. Again, gray plastic. They got a little bit of detail in there, making it look like they have some bolts and nuts here on the handle area, and that's pretty cool. And I think it may have been neat if the handles could have come up and down, but that would have required a little more sculpting detail with them, but I'm happy with them nonetheless. Alright. And finally we have the mighty Michelangelo with his orange bandana and M and his pair of nunchakas. And taking a look at the nunchucks a little closer, they are nicely done. They are gray plastic handles, and you got a little bit of chain in there, and that is really cool. And you could have them like this with the chain coming out the top, or you could actually move the chain around so that it is coming down the middle. So that is pretty neat. And yeah, I like this. I'm glad they gave us two sets of little nunchucks, and I think giving it an actual chain is really cool too. And for storage options, you can post the size on the hips here, right on the tire section. They plug in right there. Coming up to the yellow shoulder pad area, if you lift these up, you can store the nunchucks right there, and that is pretty clever that both sides have nunchuck holding areas. And then on the back, you can post Leonardo's swords on the side right next to the cannons on both sides. They peg in very nicely. And when it comes to Donatello's bow and the actual 4 turtle heads, all you have to do is lift up this back section right here, turn it around, then the other things will fall off. I'm sorry about that. And then you will see that when you move these yellow ports out here, the bow staff is tucked nicely away in there, and there are ports where you can post each of the Ninja Turtle heads. So that is really cool if you are looking for storage for all of your bits and pieces and weaponry for Party Wallop, and that is really neat. All right, and that's how you turn Party Wallop into the Ninja Turtles. And for Party Wallop's next accessory, he comes with the front of the Turtle Van. Yes, this is the front of the Turtle Van. As you can see, it has the nice blue windows. It has the red lights and the white lights all bordered with silver. You have the green turtle shell right here in the middle of the hood, and it has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have the nice green mouth with the white teeth. On the sides, you got silver for the mirrors and more blue. And basically, this is going to be multi-purpose item. In vehicle mode, it is the front of the Turtle Van, yes, but in robot mode, it could have a couple different functions. Now, officially, if you look at the instructions, the front of the Turtle Van here is supposed to peg on to Party Wallop's chest like this, and that is to be his official transform. Now, it looks nice. There's not really anything wrong with it. Several Autobots have vehicle parts as their chest, and, you know, it's good. But I really don't prefer that look to him, and as it's my toy, I'm going to leave this off and let him have the standard turtle shell as his chest. Now, if you turn this around, you can move this little panel here down, and that will become a handle, and you could use the front of the Turtle Van as a shield. It will plug right into his hand like such, and he could use it to deflect laser blasts or whatever. And if you don't like that, you can actually peg it into this little section on his side of his arm and be kind of an extended wrist armor, so like that. So that is pretty cool too. But if you like to have it as his chest piece, there's also another feature about this thing. Oh, like that. The middle section here can pop off, and you can have a little bit of ab section. And if you take a look at this little green section that popped off, we'll zoom in real close, and you can see it just, you know, is a turtle shell, and it says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But if you turn it around, you have an awesome pizza! Yes, that is very nice. You have a pizza that Party Wagon can share or store for the Ninja Turtles who are riding around inside him, and that is pretty neat. Fortunately, he can't really hold it because he's just got molded fists, so I don't know what he's going to do with it. I guess you can put it on top of his hand, and, you know, he can share it with whatever Ninja Turtle figures that you want to play around with this guy. But, yeah, that is pretty neat. So everything in this little figure changes and moves and stores and can hold things, I guess. That's pretty cool. All right, and that's gonna be the front of the Turtle Van. All right, there is a little bit of pre-assembly required, and that is common with some Transformers that we've took a look at before, mostly like the Dinobots, where we had to add their tail or a little section on them. So what we're going to do is put this little red satellite section on, and that will go behind the figure's head. So we'll just extend this little green platform and just peg this into spot right there. There you go. Easy as pie. And then finally, we are going to take the vehicle spoiler, and making sure that the section is sloping up, we are going to put it into the back section right here where these two slots are and this port, and that will just slide right down in there and peg into place. All right, there you go. And with those two items plugged in, let's go. And for comparison, here you have Party Wallop with Earthrise Optimus Prime, Earthrise Ratchet, Netflix Bumblebee, and Earthrise Hoist. And Party Wallop is kind of a big beefy boy compared to the other Autobots, but I guess a turtle Autobot should be a little stouter and thicker in the gut. And just for comparison fun, here you have Party Wallop with the remastered Michelangelo, the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Leonardo, the NECA Toon Pizza Club Raphael, and the Super 7 Donatello. And obviously, Party Wallop is supposed to be bigger than the regular Ninja Turtles, but this is just in case you would like to see him in an actual collection. Alright, moving on. And for transformation, now please understand I don't go by exactly how the instructions tell us, but by the end of the segment, we get to where we need to be. Alright, so starting off, what I like to do is form the roof of the vehicle. So what we'll do is we'll break this backpack up, and then we will combine it. So you got a nice single piece there. Now, as we go through, things might fall off. That's okay. They can all be put back on, so don't worry about that. The yellow panels under here will come out like such, and we can go ahead and just leave this section alone for the time being, now that we got our panels out and the roof connected. So what I like to do next is put the head away. So we will push Party Wallop's head back into this little panel and push it down as far as you can get it, because we will definitely need the clearance. Okay, from this point, go ahead and move these little yellow arm pads or panels to the front of the arm, like such. Okay, then move the actual arm out to the side, like such, and then rotate the hand down, like that, on both sides. So arm comes up and the hand goes down, and it will also bring this little panel out with it. Alright, now these are going to be the side panels of the vehicle. So let's move this roof section up, and then we will move the side panels back. Okay, we'll move them both together, make sure they get under the roof section here. And the roof section will sit right on top of this yellow squared tab on both sides. And on the back, we can connect these two blue pieces, and then they will form a tab that will go into the top of the roof and secure it. So there you go. All right. Now with that being said, we can start working on the lower section, which will entail the feet. So what we're going to do here, move these little wheels up out of the way. We were going to push the foot up, then we will push this wheel out and push in the heel panel, so making it look like that. All right, so again, push the foot up, bringing the yellow panel down, push the wheel out, and bring the heel panel in. There you go. Okay, so once you get this, turn it around on the back. Now this is the back of the van. You can connect these two parts together, and then we are going to pull the legs up, and they are going to connect right up here. So up here, you have two tabs sticking out of this little back window section, and you have two ports going to be right here, and then the spoiler section here will be tabbing into this section here in front of the black vents or exhaust, whatever those are. So move that up and connect the two sections. It came apart. Just make sure to get it back together real quick, and then put it into place. There, got it. Okay, sure the back is done. Make sure all the spoilers are in there. Okay, so that's the back of your vehicle. Now what we want to do is move this tire panel forward, and then it's gonna accordion back a little bit so it will fall into place. So tab that into there. So you got the front wheel. Again, on the other side, move this panel over, bring it back a little bit, and accordion it into place. Okay, so now what we will do is bring the section right here down, but not all the way. And we'll bring this second hinge down below the square sections, and then we will connect the two together. Okay, that will push in together, fits really nicely, and snaps into place. Very good. And on the other side, we will do the same thing. So bring this section down, bring this section over, and then bring the final part down to connect. And once you got it, it will click into place. Should click into place. There you go. And there you have it. All right. Now let's finish off by pegging in the roof. You have two tabs up here on the front of the vehicle, and they will port right into the roof section there. And there went one of my things on the top of the roof. That's all right. I said it was going to happen. And then we'll push that back down. That will tab into place and stay there really nice and tight. And there we go. We're going to bring up the lights here, and then we'll put our radar or satellite back on there. So there you go. All right. And that is the Party Wallop in the Party Wagon mode. So that is pretty neat. Let me make sure I got him all squished together and ready to go, and then we'll take a look at him. And here we have Party Wallop in his Party Wagon mode, and this is a very nice vehicle mode for what it is. If we were to take some measurements of it from the bumper to the back of the van, you got 5.5 inches, and from the bottom of the tire to the top of the spoiler here, you got 4 inches. So that is a really good length for this little guy. And taking a look at the front, you do got your beautiful windshields and everything we saw for the front of the vehicle mode, because this was that single piece. You still got your red radar, you have your red blinker type things. I'm not sure what these are. I've always called them blinkers. Someone said that that's not what they were, but they didn't bother telling me what they were, so I'm gonna go with blinkers. You have your cannons right here at the top. They are articulate, so they can go up and down and shoot all sorts of ways. That is cool. Coming around to the side, your windows, and you got your paneling like that. Nice square panels. You got your tires, plastic and black. Nothing out of the ordinary there. You do have some black exhaust ports here. I guess that's what that is. Like I said, I don't know parts. And same on this side. And the top, you got that same turtle shell deco that we had on the back of the figure, and some green and yellow for the spoiler. Going to the back of the van, got some tail lights here and some blue for the windows. I am really impressed that all of the windows on this thing are painted that baby blue. That is really cool. Sometimes they tend to forget painting some of the windows, and then down here you just got some yellow and gray, and those are basically the feet, back of the heel sections, and that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to turn to the bottom, you do get the robot bits and stuff, but there's really nothing there. Now, you do get some weapon storage down at the bottom here, because in robot mode, you can leave the nunchucks and the bow and the alternate heads where they are, but the sais and the katanas have to come off, because they'll obviously get lost in transformation. So what the instructions tell you to do is that on the robot hips underneath, you can put the sais, and that looks really good, and they can fit there really well. But they tell you that you need to put the katana blades right up here in what would be the robot's waist section. And when you do that, it looks kind of okay, I guess. They can stick in there, right? But if you turn the vehicle around and see the front, you could see that they're sticking out, and that makes it a little bit bit unsightly for my taste, so I don't like doing that, and I don't think I will do that, but that's what the instructions tell you to do if you want to store your katanas. So I think I'll find some other place if I want to store them at all. But anyway, going back to the vehicle, it rolls really well on those wheels, and there's not much else that we can say about this thing. It's really nice. Looks exactly like the turtle van or the party wagon, whatever you want to call it, and I'm very happy with the alt mode. Alright, moving on. And for comparison, here you have Party Wallop with the Autobots in their vehicle modes. And I think it's okay, if not slightly too big scale-wise, but we'll have to see. I mean, Optimus Prime and a huge van, yeah, that might be okay. But I think the van was a little smaller. I think it was just regular van size, and I don't know if it would be as big. Maybe about the same size as the ambulance, so maybe if they brought the party wagon mode down to how Ratchet is here, I think that would be more in scale. But I'm not going to argue with a bigger scaled vehicle, because this is really cool and you can't get all the details in it if it's smaller, perhaps. And there you go with Hoist. There you are with Bumblebee. So that is pretty nice. And yeah, so there you go. That is a cool little vehicle comparison with Party Wallop and the Autobots. Now it's interesting that I noticed is that Party Wallop doesn't have an Autobot symbol on him anywhere. That's really strange. So I might have to fix that before the end of the video. And for comparison, here you have Party Wallop with the Five Below exclusive Funko Mini Turtles that we looked at a year ago. And this looks so awesome. It's cute and funny, and well, obviously it's not to scale, but who cares about scale? This is awesome. But seriously though, if you are looking for something to scale with Party Wallop here, you might want to try the Jada Nano Metal Figs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think that's about as close as you're going to come scale-wise anyway. But this is how it's going to look on my shelves because, like I said, it's too cute not to do this. Alright, and that is going to be your comparisons. Moving on. And this has been the Transformers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover figure Party Wallop. And this was a very fun figure to play around with. Now, I can't say it's the best Transformer out there, but everything that this guy is and does, it was fun. You have a figure here that can literally take on 6 different modes. You have a standard robotic turtle named Party Wallop. You have each of the Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. And it's really neat how it does it, whereas you change out the heads, you change out the front of the body, you change out the belt buckles, and the weapons. So yeah, 5 distinct characters plus a vehicle mode. So they threw a lot of stuff into this, and I guess they should. It is an anniversary event with the Turtles and the Transformers both having 40th anniversaries this year. I'm very happy to have this in my collection. The articulation kind of limited because of all the paneling. He is a parts former, so that will turn a lot of folks off, but the concept is amazing and fun. I would have never thought that they would have given us a Party Wagon Transformer. But then again, I wouldn't have thought they would have given us an Ecto-1 or a DeLorean Transformer either. Or a Knight Rider Transformer. But here we are. It's a good time to be alive and collecting Transformers. A few minor gripes I had with this guy was all the panels made it a little finicky to transform, because if you missed one or misaligned one, it wasn't gonna fit and then they would all pop out. And the articulation was limited because of all the panels again. And a stranger thing to nitpick about, Party Wallop didn't have an Autobot symbol on him. So I put on a couple, like on the front here, I put one on his chest right above the turtle matrix. Maybe he's not going to be wearing the front of the party wagon. I put one on this blank spot on the belt buckle. And in vehicle mode, I put one up on the satellite or the radar dish. So he has got Autobot symbols now. I love it. And that's about the only negative things I could say. And they aren't that bad, really. So if you are looking for this guy, you can find him on the shelves right now at your local Targets or Walmarts or online. And he'll go for approximately $50. So if you're looking for him, happy hunting. And that's it, guys. That is going to be the review. I hope you enjoyed it. And that will bring us to the end of day 5 of the Bodacious Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40th Anniversary Week-Long Review Spectacular. And before I sign off, I would like to say just a few words as we wrap up this awesome week. Well, Bots and Books fans, this is going to conclude the Bodacious Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40th Anniversary Week-Long Review Spectacular. And I hope you enjoyed tuning in every day this week to find a new and awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy. And to be honest, I know there's a lot of stuff out there I could have done and possibly you guys were thinking I would do and should have done, but even if, and I think I could have done this for an entire month every day with a new turtle toy, I think I would still just be scratching the surface of a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle empire. Because whenever you go out to the stores, you will find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys everywhere. You'll find them in the toy department, you'll find them in the collector's department, and you have cool stuff, you have weird stuff, you have new stuff, you have old stuff, you have new old stuff, and there's just turtles everywhere and everything. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are definitely here to stay, and I think every generation is going to have a new rendition of Turtles because this is now part of our culture. We have had comic books, cartoons, and movies, and there is no sign of this turtle train ever stopping because I already know down the line we have a couple more turtle things to take a look at, and I'm sure new stuff will be coming out that we'll take a look at in the years to come, and I'm okay with that. I'm sure you will be too. So that's it, guys. Thank you again for sticking with me all week. Have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.
Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team.
We're really hip.
They're heroes in the half shell, and they're green.
Hey, get a grip.
When the evil Shredder attacks, these turtle boys don't cut them no slack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Splinter taught them to be ninja teens.
This is a radical rap.
Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines.
That's a fact, Jack.
Raphael is cool but rude.
Give me a break.
Michelangelo is a party dude. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. Transformers.